what's up, Capitol? How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? And thank you so much for allowing me to be here on tonight. This is my first time speaking at the Capitol, and I'm excited. I've been here for a while. I've seen a few services. I've been at your retreats. How many of you been at retreat? Okay. That's good. So I just love the energy in this room. One thing about it is I love the fact that you have a space where you can worship God. So for me, when I was in high school, I didn't have a Capitol. We had Vacation Bible School. Anybody familiar with that? And we had Sunday school. That's it. So, but I just wanted to take this time to say, look, I don't want you to take this for granted or what you get to do every Wednesday. This is the best place to be on Wednesday, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, look, we want to just say, hey, we want you to buy in. We want you to go ahead and just experience God in an amazing way. All right, y'all down with that? All right, so before I get started, I want to say thank you to the team, the Capitol team, and all your leaders for allowing me to be here. One thing I want to say is I've seen them work. I actually get to work hand in hand with them in the youth and young adult department, and they do some amazing things for y'all. Don't you agree? Retreats, hey, regular people can't just do retreats, okay? You have some masterminds that do these retreats, and then you have these leaders who sacrifice so much time to be with you. So let's give it up for the Capitol staff and your leaders as well. Now, before we get started with this message, I want to do one thing. One thing I love when I come to the Capitol is how you rep your small groups. So, who we got in the building? Collide, Radiant, Go Crazy. Okay, all right. We good. Oh, y'all going in. Okay. All right, I got it, okay? All right, calm down. All right. Thank you for that. That just gives me, squad. Yeah. Hey, so look, this is what I want to do. So Mom actually just told you, if you did not know, that your pastor, Javi, was married on Saturday with Paula. And I want to put a picture up on the screen for you. And I want y'all just to celebrate. If you wasn't there, let me go to the next. There we go. Look how beautiful she is. Look how excited they are. Now, I want you to keep this up here. Now, tell me, how do you feel when you see this picture? You excited? Happy? Joyful? This man just got married to the love of his life. Y'all probably like, oh my God, Paula looks so good. Right? And so, I want to take the moment to say, it's crazy how we can put a picture up and our emotions start to shift. We can probably been texting, probably been talking to the person beside you, but then something in an instant can just change with your emotions, right? You're happy, you're excited, you're joyful because your pastor just got married, he's happy, you're happy, and I promise you right now on his honeymoon, he's thinking about you, right? Thinking about you. So what if I shift gears and I say, hey, I brought my pet. I have a pet, and it's actually a snake. Pet snake. So I see a few people like pet snake. Mom, you didn't know that I have a pet snake? You didn't, Vance, you didn't know? So I have my pet snake in the room, and it's in a box under someone's seat. But don't touch it. You can't be loud, because if you're loud, it'll come out. I'm just playing with you. Look, in that moment, you got scared. We went from being happy, y'all still happy over here. But this whole area right here, oh no, we ain't doing it. But let me tell you this, there is a box under somebody's seat in this section right here. It's not a snake in it, but you can look under, grab the box, and whatever's in there is for you. Let's see if you get it. See, the person who had it under their seat didn't even want to look. I watched them the whole time. You want to hold it up? There you go. Y'all give it up for her. Gift card. See, you thought it was a snake. Now, if I told you somebody in this section right here has something under their seat as well. I'm just playing with you. See, you thought you was gonna get another gift card. See, the thing is for me, we're in a series called Handle with Care. And the biggest thing about handling things with care really deals with our emotions. Would you agree? We have so many different emotions, and with the wrong emotion, we can get to a place where we're not handling things the right way. Whether it's ourselves or maybe it's other people. Maybe our friends, maybe our families. But the biggest thing is we've taken these couple weeks. You had Pastor Javi talk about anxiety. Y'all remember that? Y'all like the message? All right, well, he took the scripture and he unpacked it in steps to let us know how to really release the anxiety that's in us. And last week we had Mom being transparent about depression. And we had so many things because even with those two, we all deal with it, right? Sometimes we don't want to say it, but we all deal with those things. And tonight, I'm going to unpack something that I'm sure all of us deals with, and that's anger. So the title of my message is Big Mad. Say it with me, big mad. Big mad. You mad or you big mad? You mad or you big mad? All right, let's roll the clip.
That's anger. He cares very deeply about things being fair.
So that's how you want to play it, old man? No dessert? Oh, sure. We'll eat our dinner right after you eat this.
Right. Here comes an airplane.
Oh, airplane. We got an airplane, everybody.
So, Riley, how was school?
You gotta be kidding me. For this, we gave up that Brazilian helicopter pilot?
Move. I'll be Joy.
School was great, all right?
Riley, is everything okay?
Sir, she just rolled her eyes at us.
What is her deal? All right, make a show of force. I don't want to have to put the foot down.
No, not the foot.
Riley, I do not like this new attitude.
Oh, I'll show you attitude, old man. No. Stay happy.
What is your problem? Just leave me alone.
Sir, reporting high levels of sass.
Take it to DEFCON 2.
You heard that, gentlemen? DEFCON 2.
Listen, young lady, I don't know where this disrespectful attitude came from.
You want a piece of this, Pops? Come and get it.
Yeah, well...
Here it comes. Prepare the foot.
Keys to safety position. Ready to launch on your command, sir.
Just shut up!
Fire!
That's it. Go to your room. Now.
The foot is down. The foot is down.
Good job, gentlemen. That could have been a disaster.
Well, that was a disaster.
So I see a lot of y'all going crazy because she got sent to her room. So if that was you saying shut up to your parents, what would happen? I wouldn't speak too loud. But I know if that was me, and I was that age, I wouldn't be here today. You understand? So how many of y'all have watched Inside Out? Y'all love it? Okay. I want to say this. I've never watched it before. I watched it this week for the first time, and my mind was blown. Because it talks about the emotions, right? So even with anger, him getting in the driver's seat, him getting there to control everything, it can only go one way. So she was able to only communicate in that way. As you know, Joy was not there. She was gone to long term and all those different things, but her mind had to be controlled by what was inside of her. The only emotions that were there. And so as we talk about anger, being big mad, tell me something that makes you mad. Your brother makes you mad. Let me get somebody over here. When Freddie take the last slice of pizza, Freddie takes the last slice of pizza. Sorry, Freddie. Huh? Slow drivers make you mad. Can't stand it. So check this out, check this out. You know something that makes me mad? The smallest thing that makes me mad? When people ask me what's wrong and there's nothing wrong with me. It's, hey bro, you good? Yeah, I'm good. You sure? You sure? Yeah, man, I said I'm good. Man, I don't know. It looked like something, bro, I said nothing wrong with me, okay? Now, something's wrong with me. And so those are just small things, but, you know, getting a bad grade on a test. Now you mad. Are you mad or you big mad? You big mad because you ain't studied. Here we go. So you get mad where your boyfriend or your girlfriend may say something to you, and you're wondering, why is they saying this to me? Getting a little frustrated, right? Well, let's say that you're all playing at school, having fun, and one of your friends do something, but you get blamed for it. You mad or you big mad? So I want to tell you about a few moments for me. I've gotten mad plenty of times. Just because I'm on this platform does not mean I no longer get angry, right? So for me, I was mad when I couldn't play football anymore because of injuries. I was mad because certain people in my life was being removed and dying, and I thought they would be with me forever. There were times where I thought I was going to be one place and frustrated because I wasn't there yet. And so a lot of times, even when people are being wrong, we watch a lot of things on social media. I see a lot of posts that make me angry. And so for me, I have to understand what I really need to do with this anger. And so when I really just grab a hold of it, anger is a strong feeling of displeasure, annoyance, hostility, belligerence, which is an aggressive behavior aroused by a wrong. What triggers your anger, what triggers you being big mad, is a wrong. But it may not be a wrong to someone else, but it may be a wrong for you, because that's the moment where it triggered. So again, we talk about the big mad moments, the brother, Freddie taking somebody's pizza, all those different things. And so now we grow into this big mad. And one thing I see, a lot of times we start from anger and then it grows into big mad moments. So my definition of big mad is enraged, greatly provoked, and irritated, angry to the extreme, very triggered and upset deeply. And in the Urban Dictionary, it says, making fun of someone or trying to be super annoying. That's that. Oh, you mad? Are you big mad? Are you mad? Are you big mad? And so for me, I had a big mad moment that I think I will never forget. And so, is it okay if I tell you this story? All right, cool. So for you to understand the totality of this story, you need to know my life, where I'm from. So I'm from the country hood. Anybody know what the country hood is? Y'all don't know what the country hood is. Let me explain to you what the country hood is. It has gangs, it has drugs, there's shootings, there's Cadillacs on 24s, but they riding on dirt roads. There's no stoplights, there's no stores, there's a gas station that has a little restaurant in it, but it's a fish market. And so there's no Walmarts, and that is the country hood. And in a 3-mile radius, there are 20 churches. 20. There's one on every corner, and that is Bucksport, South Carolina. Never heard of it, but it's near Myrtle Beach. Okay, I know Myrtle Beach. And so for me, I was raised in a single-parent home. It was my brother and my mother and my grandmother. And due to a lot of different things that happened in my life, my grandmother raised me majority of my life. And then certain things happened again, and then my mom came into the picture, like more in the picture. And I didn't have my dad in my life. My dad was living in Virginia, and I would see him in the summertime. And due to the environment that I was in, it was the norm. It was the norm for us not to have a father. Either our father died, he just wasn't there, or he's around, but he's not around. But as I grew up, I started making friends with people in the city, and I started to see that they had both parents. And then I watch on TV, and I see they have both parents. And so that started to do something in me. But I just knew what my life was. And so as I grew older, understanding I would see my father in the summertime, my mom would take me, but I would only be with his father. So I would be in close proximity of the area that he lives in, but I would be with my grandfather. And I can remember being very young, the only time I got to see my dad is when he took me to get a haircut. And I thought that was normal. I would come back home, tell everybody how I was with my dad the entire time. I would tell my mom I was with him the entire time so she wouldn't fuss him out. But as I grew older, I said, you know what? I want to build a relationship with my dad. I want to just try this thing out. So one time when I was in college, I wanted to take a trip to D.C. Me and a friend went to D.C. My dad's in Virginia. So I thought, maybe I'll just get off the exit as I'm going to D.C. to see my dad. And I'm calling him, I'm texting him, and he's not picking up. I'm like, well, okay, well, I call my sister. I have a sister on my dad's side. Was able to get off the exit, see her. I was able to call my uncle. He was out of town. So I said, well, maybe when I come back, I can see my dad. So went to D.C., had fun. On the way back, calling him, texting him. Now I'm getting feeling some type of way. Not angry. I'm a little scared because he's never not picked up the phone, never not texted me back. So something said, hey, call your stepmom. Call my stepmom. Hey, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, everything's fine. I was like, well, where dad at? Oh, he right here talking on the phone. I said, what? Yeah, he's just sitting in the chair. Well, you want to talk to him? I said, nah, I'm good. I couldn't understand why my dad would not pick up the phone. I did all these different things, traveling up D.C., thinking about him. I'm the son, right? I shouldn't be trying to reach out all the time. He should be reaching out to me. That's what's in my mind. And I got to a point after hanging up the phone with her, and I just felt just this heaviness just take over my body. And I really couldn't understand why he didn't pick up the phone, why he didn't text back. And so I'm in the car with somebody, and I feel a tear start to run down my eyes. But then I remembered that I'm in the car with someone else. So what do? I change my emotion. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm straight. And so what I do, I pick up my phone, and I start writing. I'm just putting a whole bunch of different things down, writing. I actually was going to send it as a text message. And as I'm writing them and writing it, come to find out, I started to create a song about my dad. I didn't know how to express how I was feeling. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to diss him. You know everybody out here who want to be rappers, you want to make a diss record. So we got a studio in the room. We're all in a closet. We got a mic. And that's what we were doing in college. In our free time, when I wasn't playing football, we had free time and we would make songs. But the thing about it is, I think back to that song, and I think I've probably said every bad thing that I could possibly say. And I'll just let your imagination hit that. Because I was so furious that the father of Erskine Johnson will not reach back out to me. And it got to a point where that moment took me over the edge. But what I will say is, it wasn't just that moment, but it was the moments that led into momentum to allow me to react the way that I did. So, Capital, are we allowing our anger to grow into big bad moments? Would you be open to accept a different way to go about your anger? One thing about it today, I'm not here to say, hey, you're a bad person for being angry. I'm not here to say you're a sinner, you're a bad person, you're going to hell, all these different things. No, I'm here to say that the result of your reaction to your responses could determine that. We all get angry. We all agree with that. But again, it depends on your reaction versus your response of how we're going to determine it. So, what if I told you that anger was just at the surface of what you was dealing with, and there was something else beneath the surface that was really arising to get you to a place to be angry? And I want you to look at this graphic here because it truly shows the picture of all the roots of the things that arise into anger. We never see the root underneath the ground, but you do see the stump. And a stump is nothing. You trip over a stump. It's just there, hard, getting in the way. But it's disappointment, hurt, frustrations, rejection, insecurities, pain, and fear. Those things are what is arising up right now because you're mad and you don't know how to deal with those things. And so for me, I know that in my life, that root was rejection. I was being rejected in that moment. I was rejected from the day that I was born. And all it did was arise. And so it was just those moments that was building into the momentum of the anger that I had. So ladies, let me talk to you real quick. You may be in a situation where you're with some of your girlfriends and you're having a conversation and you may see somebody who may not look like you, who may look a little different, maybe a little small, or maybe a little bit bigger than you. Maybe look a little different in her hair, whatever the case is, but for some reason, because of things that's rooted down in you, you want to clap back at them. You want to talk bad about them. You want to pick on them because what you're really doing is making them feel the way that you feel. And so that may be rooted in some rejection that you may have had, maybe some hurt that you've maybe experienced with your family. And maybe a situation, maybe you're just acting out because you still haven't grieved the loss of that loved one. Whatever it may be, I want to let you know it's not you just being angry, it's rooted in something deeper than that. Fellas, same way. We have all these different things going on, and we talk about people, we do these different things, and so what it's really doing, we're projecting how we truly feel deep down inside onto others. That's what it's about. And so even in the places with either both sides, women or men, it's the insecurities as well. We may not feel comfortable in our own skin, so we want to go ahead and talk about other people because of how they may look or what they may be doing. But it's really deep down inside is we don't really like the way that we are. And we have to do something to change that. So what I want to do tonight is to let you know that there's someone here who needs this, and I know it. And what I want to do is introduce you to the helper that has been helping me on this journey. So let's turn to Psalms 37:8. And this is David speaking. Now, we all know the most emotional person in the Bible was David. Would y'all agree? If you don't agree, that means you probably haven't read. 1 minute you got David, Lord, thank you so much. You've done so much in my life. Lord, I hate you. Why did you do this? Why, Lord, why? Why are you yelling? I thought you know the Lord. Right? And so if I know anything, I know that David knows about anger. So it says, stop being angry. Say, stop being angry. Turn from your rage and do not lose your temper. All right, you ain't got to read no more. It only leads to harm. For the wicked will be destroyed, but those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. And possess the land meaning he will give you everything he said that he will give you. But even in those steps, it's stopping your anger, because the biggest thing is it never says that don't be angry. We're going to be angry. I look through every script. It never says don't be angry. Hey, just stop real quick. You can be angry. Hold on. Let me give you some other directions to that. Because all of us are going to be angry. Turn away from your rage and do not lose your temper. See, the biggest thing with that is there's so much destruction that can happen when we're angry, when we're speaking to people and we're doing different things. Because the thing is, some people may agree, when you get angry, you don't think. You do. You react. When you get angry, you get big mad, you just do. But again, I don't think we ever think about what's going to happen after we do. And so my first point is anger is one letter away from danger. Anger is one letter away from danger. See, once you get angry, all it takes is one more time, right? One more thing, one more conversation, one more comment, right? If they say one more thing to me, I'm going off. If she say that word one more time, I promise you, I'm taking care of it, period. Period. So, but I really want you to understand, because you're one comment away, one joke away from somebody committing suicide. You're one more thing of a comment or a joke for a school shooting. Can I be honest? Can I be honest in here? Man, we're one step away from things just damaging other people, ourselves, the ones that we love, the ones that we don't love, all of that. And I think we really need to understand that, look, once I get angry, I have to know that I can't go forward with this anger. I gotta evaluate what's going on. So you're one breakup away from hurting somebody else relationally. You're one breakup away from changing your sexual identity. You're one return call or one return text away from a relationship ending forever. From my story, I just needed him not to answer his phone at one time, and I was through. And so we want to make sure that it's just one situation. One more thing can happen. Anger is one letter away from danger. Let's not let it go that far. We turn to Ephesians 4:26, and it says, "But don't let your passion of your emotions lead you into sin. Don't let anger control you or be fueled for rage. Not even a day. Don't give the slanderous accuser, the devil, an opportunity to manipulate you." What is it saying there? It's saying, don't let that fire of anger, when we get mad, we get hot. If we're a little bit lighter, we get red. Right? Your nose start flaring up, and all you see is red. But we don't want that passion to lead us into sin. But it says we have to control our anger. Say, control our anger. Because we don't want to fuel it for revenge. Again, it's the part where you have to be wrong that triggered for you to get angry. And so what happens when you get angry, you want to take revenge. And so my next point is take control and eject anger out of the driver's seat. As you look that anger on Inside Out, y'all move out the way. I got this. He thought he could make it happen, but because of that, she got sent to her room. Now, she should have got something else. I don't think that's ever going to happen on little cartoon movies. But you have to take control and eject anger out of the driver's seat. And so another translation that says, don't even give him the foothold. Don't give him an inch because he's going to take it. And so we have to make sure that we can control our anger. Well, you say, well, E, how can I control it? How do you control anything? You got to understand it. You got to know where it comes from, right? And so for me, I think about it like a car. If there's something wrong with your vehicle, you take it to somebody who knows. Now, what we should do is take it to the manufacturer. But I know a lot of our pockets ain't like that. I know it ain't for me. I got a Chevy truck. I'm not taking my car to Chevy, but I'm also dealing with what is the possibility of it not being done properly. So for us, our anger, God created us. It's an emotion that we have, so why don't we go to him with it? Why don't we have these conversations with the Lord and say, God, I really don't know how to do this. He'll give us those steps. He'll come in and show us what needs to be done. And so a lot of people may say, well, why do we have emotions? If I can't make a decision off of my emotions, then why do we have them? I look at our emotions being like a check engine light. Everybody know what a check engine light is? Who in here drives? Okay, good few, yeah, a few of you. Is anybody check engine light on? About 5, 6 of y'all? And you just still riding. Still riding. Still riding. So look, when the check engine light comes up, it's an indicator of something going wrong with your vehicle. And so we can go to an auto parts store and they plug it in and they'll tell us a code of what's wrong with our vehicle. But why does that engine light stays on? Because we don't make time to go get it checked out. So that day turned into weeks, that week turned into a month, that month turned into years. And so it could be a simple twist of a gas cap. It could be a fuse that just needs to be changed out. It could maybe be a wire that just needs some adjusting. But over time, that small piece is going to grow into something bigger. Now your car is in the shop for a very long time. So for us, when we have our emotions as they arise and it comes up in us, we need to get it checked out. So we need to go to the manufacturer, the person that knows us the best, because he's made us. And so when we spend time with him, he will let us know, well, you know what, Erskine? You was rejected, and that's the reason why you mad. And so let me get that rejection off of you, because my word says that I love you. My word says that you are here, and you're in the family, and you're a son. I give him the rejection. And now I can go on about my day, probably even healthier than I was prior. So we want to see what roots that need to arise in us so we can get it tended out. But the biggest thing is, are we coming to a Wednesday service and just checking out? This can be a moment where you get checked on, right? With our small groups, you all yell out your small groups, but are you being transparent in those small groups? Are you talking about the roots of the things that's actually inside of you that is arising, the reason why you haven't gotten free? Let's use what we have. Let's utilize. Let's not take these things for granted. And so the biggest thing is, we don't want to be in a shop and we can't pay for it. But I want to tell you that you don't have to pay for your repairs because Jesus paid it all. Do you believe that? Do you truly believe that? Well, if we believe it, then why not we're stepping into his presence? Why not we're allowing him to do what only he can do? He's paid the price, so allow him to come in and do what only he can do. James 1:19 through 21. And so as we're still talking about the piece where you have to control your anger, we have to eject him out of the driver's seat. It says, post this at all intersections. We're driving. And when you get to an intersection, you have to stop. And it says, dear friends, lead with your ears, follow up with your tongue. Say that with me. Lead with your ears, follow up with your tongue. Be quick to listen first and slow to speak. We talk about that scripture a lot, but I really want this to resonate. Leading with your ears, following up with your tongue. And let anger straggle along in the rear. God's righteousness doesn't grow from human anger. So throw all spoiled virtue and cancerous evil in the garbage. In simple humility, let the gardener, the manufacturer, God, landscape and fix you with the word, making a salvation garden of your life. See, a lot of times we want to be quick to speak and slow to listen. When I think about my situation and my story, I didn't want to hear what my dad had to say. I didn't want to lead with my ears. I wanted to lead with my mouth. And what I found out about the situation was our relationship was actually built on finances. So the thing about me is I never had him in my life. And so I'm saying, well, since you're not here, I need some money. So he can send me a check here, he'll send me a check here and all of that, and to the point where he failed and did not have any money to give me. So in the moment where I grew up to say, hey, I'm an adult, I don't need anything, I just want to see my dad. So when he didn't have it, he didn't pick up the phone because he assumed that's what I was wanting. But if I first would have led with my ears and maybe would have said, sure, I'll talk to him. Hey, Dad, yeah, man, I've been trying to call you. I just wanted to see you. You know what I'm saying? I was in D.C. and just want to see how you was doing. But I led with my mouth. And it took 6 months later to me even having a conversation with him about that. And then from that point on, that's when we started to grow together. And so the part where it talks about representing Christ and God's righteousness doesn't grow from human anger. When we try to allow God's righteousness to be prevalent in the earth, when we are angry, we're not allowing God's righteousness to go forth. So if we are brand ambassadors of Jesus Christ and you represent him on a daily basis, when you get angry and you curse somebody out and you slap somebody and you do all these different things, they're going to say, and you a Christian? Oh, hold on, wait a minute. So you go to church on Wednesday, Sunday, or Saturday, but you act just like me. What makes you different? Right? We should be Christ-like. And I'm not saying we're going to get it right all the time, but again, through this process, hey, we don't need to act on our anger. If we're representing him, we should represent him well. Because what happens is, the reason why, I feel it, the reason why your friends won't come with you here is because how you act there. I don't see that this Jesus thing is something I need to rock with, so you go, and I'm going to the crib. And I'm not just saying it as it's just you, we need to do better. Because if every knee shall bow and every tongue should confess that Jesus is Lord, let's act like it. Let's live like it. And so we need to get to this place to say, we need to do better. We need to live better. And so my last point is don't be a fool. Say it with me. Don't be a fool. Yeah, see, y'all don't want to say that. Say it with me. Don't be a fool. Now, in Proverbs, they talk about this all day, every day. It has so many scriptures about anger, being foolish, but it doesn't resonate. So if you want to get angry, go to Proverbs. Read, today's the 19th. Read Proverbs 19, and I promise you're going to get mad because he's speaking to you. Because there's so many things that we can do to build wisdom within us. Proverbs 29:11 says, you can recognize fools by the way they give full vent to their rage and let their words fly. But the wise bite their tongue and hold back all they could say. Anybody biting their tongue in here? No, because you're reacting. You try me, I'm letting loose. Right? And the thing is, you give full vent to your rage. Think about it. A fire doesn't have as much power until oxygen gets to it. So when the vents fly and then the fire flies, it's just gonna be a destruction. So again, you're allowing this air, this oxygen to get into your anger to allow you to be big mad. And now you're dangerous to the people that's around you. Proverbs 12:16 says a fool is quick-tempered, but a wise person stays calm when insulted. Somebody talk about you right now. You're getting these hands. Straight up. I see you, Heaven. Shaking her head. Yeah, we can't take an insult. And it hurts. You know why? Because of those roots. That insult is speaking to a root. One thing I knew, I used to, I'm going to say it, hate when somebody talked about my mom. Because there was a lot of people who knew the lifestyle that she lived prior. And they wouldn't even know it, but they will say things that I knew about my mom, and I would just react. When they talk about my dad, when they talk about people in my family, or just something that they probably know about me, it hits something deeper, and I react and rage. And so we want to take that, and when someone insults us, we want to say, hey, you know what, man? It's cool. You know, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'll be praying for you, man. I'll be praying for you. You take care. Hey, and I love you. What are they gonna look at you and say? Well, what in the world? You ain't got a clap back for that. Am I right? No, y'all want to do that. That seems lame, right? That's corny. No, that's the word. That's the word. Man, I ain't got time for you to be talking about my mom. Bro, hey, man, that's cool, bro. That's cool. Man, it really looks like you're hurting. Bro, I know a place on Wednesday, bro. If you want, you can come with me. I promise you, it'll change your life. So I just talked about his mom, and now he invited me to his church. Oh, yeah, this is crazy. I might need to figure this thing out. And so we want to get to this place to really understand the steps that we need to take, but I think we want to go a step further. And so what I want to do as we close, I want to paint a picture for you. I want to give you some visual of what this really looks like. And so when we get to this place and when we're dealing with our anger, there are certain things that we need to do to put in place for that so we don't get angry. So if I can have the team to go ahead and push that out for me. And so I want to just show you something. I want to tell a story to you. I want to tell a story about what it really looked like to deal with your anger. And so to do this story, there's a father and a son, and the father is teaching him how to deal with his anger. So I need a son. I need somebody that looks like me. Sorry, you're a ma'am. Where are you? Where are you? Kobe. Kobe, where you at, brother? Come on up here. Y'all give it up for Kobe. Oh, y'all hating? What's up? Hey, look. Don't he look like me?
I think you look pretty alike.
Pretty alike? Come on over here, Kobe. So what we about to do is, Kobe is my son. I'm his father. And Kobe has an issue with anger. And so what I want to do is say, Kobe, if you mess up in school one more time, I'm going to break your neck. But I can't do that because we're in the Capitol, okay? Pick star. We're not going to do that. But, Kobe, you know what? I am getting a little fed up with you being angry all the time, and you're taking your frustrations out on me and your mom, your brother, your sister, kids in your class. And so this is what I want you to do. Every time you get angry, I want you to go to the backyard, and I want you to put a nail in the fence. That's what I'm going to do. So, Kobe, every time you get angry, I need you to put a nail in the fence. Okay? We'll get to it. So, Kobe, he actually got in trouble for selling clothes in school, trying to get that paycheck, and he had the nerve to curse his teacher out. I said, not a son of mine. Then there was a time where he pushed his sister down the stairs. And then there was a time where he jacked up his little brother because his little brother wore his shoes to school. Kobe, what else did you do? He got a bad grade on his test and got fired up. What else you do, Kobe? Teacher got mad at you, and then you talk back to her? See, Kobe never gonna learn. And so one day, there was a day where Kobe had to put in 37 nails in the fence. 37 in one day. And so as he kept doing it, he started to say, you know what? I need to figure this thing out. Because I know every time I get hurt by someone, I'm going to react. And then I also know that when I get angry, I'm going to cause danger for someone else. Man, I really need to figure out how I can control my anger, get him out of the driver's seat, because I look like a fool putting nails in a fence every day. So then Kobe comes to me, and he says, you got to figure this out. You got to stop. Okay, Kobe, this is what I'm going to do. Every time you are able to adjust your anger and control it, you can take a nail out of that fence. All right? You got that? All right, cool. So Kobe took that in consideration. He started to understand, hey, I need to treat my sister with love. Instead of pushing her down the stairs, he helped her down the stairs. He started letting his little brother wear his shoes to school. He started getting better grades, and even when he had bad grades, he didn't mumble, man, shoot, I can't do this. No, he said, you know what? Maybe I need to study a little bit harder. All the different things started to happen, and he was able to start taking these nails out day by day by day. And so he started to understand that, hey, I'm not causing danger to no one around me. I'm able to control my anger, eject anger out of the driver's seat, and now I don't look like a fool because now I'm taking these nails out. Kobe, how you doing over there? Pretty good. All right, anything else change in school? Grades are good? What else? Being nice? Really understanding it? Okay. Well, Kobe, you're looking pretty good over here. Okay. Do y'all think Kobe can finish this? Do you think that he will be at a place where he can control his anger and no longer be dangerous to other people? And he can take all these nails out of the fence? And it looks like he's done. So we all know it's a progress. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna come overnight. It's a progress of things happening here, okay? And so we want to get to this place to say, you know what? I'm gonna do right by the people around me. I'm not gonna allow this anger to just manifest and so I can hurt other people. I'm really gonna take these nails that I've driven through so many people and I'm gonna pull them out. Y'all give it up for Kobe, man. But one thing I thought about it, when Kobe took all these nails out, I had to tell him, Kobe, you know this fence will probably never look the same. I know you probably don't see it, but if you get a little close, there's a lot of holes in this fence. So every time you were angry, those scars don't heal up automatically. The scars within us don't heal automatically. And so this fence will always have holes in it. And so we get to this place where we start to understand we do have holes, so then we start trying to cover it up, get in the way of it, doing different things to where you don't see these holes. And then you start kind of coping to this thing of, you know what? I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes. Maybe that will heal this hole. Or weed, right? You stick weed in this hole, it'll fill it up, right? Or how about alcohol, porn? We have all these hurt spaces in our heart, and we're not allowing nothing to go into it that'll fill it up to be substance. But capital, tonight I want to tell you, there is something that can fill these holes. And his name is Jesus. But the thing about it, in order to get these holes, you gotta allow Jesus to place his hand on you. And as he sands it up, gets it real smooth, he's trying to do something in the inside of you. But one thing I know is, in order for God to do what only he can do, he has to place his hand on you and apply pressure. And as he's applying pressure, things are being shaved off of you in this moment. And as he's getting you together, he's getting everything ready for what he really wants to do. And so he has the Holy Spirit to fill inside of you. And so what he's gonna do is every hurt, every pain, every time you were frustrated, every time that you've cursed, every time you did this, every time that your dad did this, every time your mom did that. He wants to fill you with his presence, but it's gonna take time. And what's gonna happen is this fence will look brand new, perfect and complete, lacking in nothing.